Welcome back to WION World is One. You're watching Speed News with me, Vidur Kathuria. Let's get started. In Jerusalem, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has announced the return of IDF officer Hadar Goldin, whose body was taken by Hamas after he was killed in the 2014 Gaza war. After 11 years, Goldin has finally been brought back to Israel as part of the ceasefire agreement between Israel and Hamas. Netanyahu said the entire nation shares in the relief and emotion of this moment, acknowledging the pain and patience of Goldin's family, and declaring that Israel stands united as Hadar is finally laid to rest at home. In Gaza, a major vaccination campaign is now underway. The Health Ministry says the drive began on Sunday, targeting around 40,000 children under the age of 3. After months of conflict that disrupted routine immunizations, health teams are working to protect young children from preventable diseases such as measles, polio, and meningitis. Officials say the campaign is an urgent effort to restore vital healthcare services and safeguard the health of Gaza's youngest residents. Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky says repair crews are working around the clock after Russia's latest strikes on the country's energy infrastructure. He reports a rise in both the intensity and frequency of Russian attacks, including greater use of ballistic missiles. Zelensky stresses the urgent need for more air defense systems, stronger equipment reserves, and faster coordinated responses across the regions to keep vital services running. Czech Foreign Minister Jan Lipavsky has called for increased investment into Ukraine's defense to stop Russia and protect European security. Speaking at the EU-CELAC summit in Santa Marta, he emphasized that halting Russia requires funding. His comments come as the outgoing Czech government worries about possible policy changes after populist Andrej Babiš won the recent legislative elections. The BBC's Director General Tim Davie and new CEO Deborah Turness have resigned amid criticism of bias, including how the corporation edited a Trump speech. Allegations claim the BBC failed to maintain political neutrality in coverage of Trump, the Israel-Hamas war, and trans issues. A Daily Telegraph report revealed an internal document by a former BBC standards advisor listing errors, including edits on Trump's Jan 6, 2021 speech. It suggested the Panorama program spliced two parts together, making Trump appear to encourage the Capitol riots. US President Donald Trump thanked the Telegraph on Truth Social for exposing what he called corrupt journalists. The BBC faced intense scrutiny after a leaked internal report by a former standards advisor highlighted failings. The White House had recently labeled the broadcaster a propaganda machine. Tim Davie, who had led the BBC since 2020, announced his resignation, citing intense personal and professional demands of managing the corporation in such difficult times. Texas Governor Greg Abbott has announced that he will run for re-election, seeking an unprecedented fourth term to lead the second largest state in the US. A close Republican ally of President Donald Trump, Abbott said his focus would remain on cutting taxes, reducing regulations, and boosting Texas's economy. As leaders from the European Union, the Caribbean and Latin America convene in Santa Marta, Colombia for the EU-CELAC summit, Colombian President Gustavo Petro has expressed his hope that the gathering would serve as a beacon of light amidst the barbarity. Speaking at the plenary session, he emphasized his wish to demonstrate to the world that dialogue among many, global democracy and a free humanity are possible today. Mexico's President Claudia Sheinbaum has announced a major security operation in Michoacán following the public assassination of Uruapan's mayor Carlos Manzo during the Day of the Dead celebrations. The Michoacán Plan for Peace and Justice will deploy over 10,500 members of the Army, Air Force, and National Guard to crack down on criminal groups, extortion, and drug operations. The plan includes a $3.1 billion investment, as well as strengthening state police, the Attorney General's office, and boosting welfare, agriculture, infrastructure, tourism, and employment. Authorities report at least 27 inmates were found dead from asphyxiation on Sunday afternoon at an Ecuadorian prison following a violent riot that morning which left 4 dead and dozens injured. Officials said the deaths occurred at Machala prison in El Oro province, where inmates reportedly caused asphyxiation among themselves. Two migrants have been rescued after a boat capsized off the coast of Malaysia. Authorities say at least 7 bodies have been recovered near the Thai border. The survivors were brought aboard a Malaysian maritime enforcement vessel. A medical helicopter crashed east of Nashville, Tennessee, killing 1 crew member and critically injuring 2 others. No patients were on board. The 2 injured crew members are receiving treatment at Vanderbilt University Hospital. The National Transportation Safety Board has launched an investigation. According to aviation tracking sites, the helicopter, built in 2015, had taken off from the Emergency Operations Center and was in the air for just 8 minutes before the crash. Pakistan's Navy Chief Admiral Naveed Ashraf has visited Bangladesh to strengthen bilateral defense ties. During his visit, he met with Bangladesh's Army Chief General Waqar-uz-Zaman and held talks with his counterpart Admiral Nazmul Hasan. According to an official statement, they discussed ways to enhance defense cooperation, including military training, seminars, and visits. The 4-day visit followed the arrival of the Pakistani naval ship PNS Saif in Chattogram for a goodwill visit. In India, Assam State Cabinet has approved a new bill to ban polygamy, which will be tabled in the State Assembly on November 25th. The bill proposes up to 7 years of rigorous imprisonment for anyone found practicing polygamy. Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sharma noted that exceptions may apply to 6th schedule areas, which are predominantly tribal regions with their own customary laws. The government also plans to establish a special fund to support women affected by polygamy, ensuring they do not face financial hardship. If passed, Assam would become one of the first states in India to legislate a ban on polygamy, combining legal penalties with welfare measures for victims. Delhi's air quality reached its worst level of the season on Sunday morning, with the air quality index climbing to a hazardous 391 before easing slightly later in the day. A thick layer of smog hung over the city, reducing visibility and affecting daily life. As temperatures dipped to 11.7 degrees Celsius, well below the normal range for this time of the year. Residents were advised to take precautions, particularly vulnerable groups such as children, the elderly, and those with respiratory issues. The super typhoon Fung made landfall in the Philippines on Sunday, causing 2 fatalities and prompting the evacuation of over 1 million people. The powerful storm crossed the northern part of Luzon, the country's most populous island. Pagasa, the Weather Bureau reported torrential rain, sustained winds of 185 km per hour and gusts reaching up to 230 km per hour. After weeks of travel from an Andean glacier to Brazil's tropical coast, a boat carrying dozens of indigenous leaders docked in Helm to attend the COP30 climate summit. Their primary aim is to demand a greater role in the management of their territories as climate change worsens, and industries like mining, oil drilling, and logging continue to encroach on forests. A recent report from Earth Insight and the Global Alliance of Territorial Communities revealed that 17% of the 1/3 of the Amazon rainforest inhabited by indigenous or local communities is now threatened by industrial activities. Toronto saw its first snowfall of the season on Sunday, with landmarks like the CN Tower and Nathan Phillips Square covered in fresh snow. Residents and tourists were out enjoying the wintry scene, taking photos and playing in the snow. Environment Canada has issued a special weather statement warning of slippery roads and possible transit delays. Jeff Bezos' space company Blue Origin scrubbed the second launch of its new Glenn mega rocket plan for Sunday afternoon due to concerns with weather, a few minor problems with launch pad equipment, and at least one cruise ship that strayed too close to the flight path. The company said that it will take another go at launching New Glenn's second mission on Wednesday, November 12th. New Glenn successfully reached orbit during its first launch in January, but the booster exploded before it could land on a drone ship in the ocean. Apple is expanding its satellite connectivity features beyond emergency texts and roadside assistance. According to Bloomberg's report, the company is developing new capabilities like an API for app developers, offline Apple Maps navigation, and photo sharing through satellite. The report says that Apple is working with its satellite partner Globalstar to upgrade infrastructure, with Apple helping fund the expansion. The basic features will be free, while advanced services could come at an additional cost through mobile carriers. YouTube TV is offering subscribers a $20 credit after Disney channels, including ESPN and ABC, were pulled from the platform over a pricing dispute. The channels went dark on October 31st after negotiations between YouTube and Disney stalled. YouTube confirmed that the credit will be applied to users' next billing cycle, with email instructions now being sent out. The company says Disney networks will return within hours once a deal is reached. The subscription TV service's last dispute with Disney was in 2022, leading YouTube TV to offer customers a $15 credit after Disney programming was removed for a day. Asian stocks gained on Monday as deal hopes in Washington and a slight easing of Chinese deflation supported risk sentiment. China's factory gate deflation eased and CPI returned to positive, helping lift Asia early in the session. Japan's Nikkei rose more than 1%, while Korea's Kospi gained 2%, and Australia's ASX 200 rose by 0.69%. Hong Kong's Hang Seng Index also joined the recovery rally, opening 0.71% higher, while the CSI 300 on mainland China gained 0.22%. Indian equities are poised to open higher on Monday, tracking gains across Asia. Oil prices rose on hopes the US government shutdown is about to end, lifting demand in the world's biggest oil consumer. Brent and the US WTI are both up nearly 0.5%, trading at $64 and $60 respectively. Analysts say a vote in the Senate to reopen government could restore pay for 800,000 federal workers and boost spending and risk appetite. But supply headwinds remained. Brent and WTI both fell 2% last week as OPEC Plus set a small December output increase. US stockpiles climbed and tanker stored barrels in Asia doubled. Hungary's one-year US sanctions waiver on Russian oil also adds to oversupply risk. Gold prices pushed up on Monday as weak US economic signals outweighed progress on a shutdown deal, driving safe haven demand. Spot gold rose around 1% to roughly $4,044 an ounce. Investors are drawn by stagnant consumer sentiment and slowing growth, factors that reduce expectations for rate hikes and boost gold's appeal, while bullion remains below record peaks. Demand for store of value assets remains strong as global uncertainty builds. The US dollar held steady, but gold's safe haven role shined through.